Jaden, I know this one didn't go how you guys wanted it to. How do you kind of sum this one up?
It was a tough one. Just a weird type of game. Just a very slow-paced game. Not really our style. Had to lead in the first half. Went on a run, then they went on a run, and then they went on a bigger run. But then we came back and almost able to finish up the comeback. But that was a tough one. That was a tough one.
With you coming off the bench today, Jaden, not starting in either half, did that make a difference for you or change your mindset or anything as far as that role?
Oh, no. I already knew coming in because I was dealing with some stuff this week with concussion protocols and close contact stuff. So coach already let me know I was coming off the bench today, so that really didn't affect me. She's still playing hard out there, so they didn't really do it.
Jaden, how much does their physicality and size affect you guys? I mean, they are a pretty big team all the way around from guards to down low.
I mean, me personally, I love it. I love the challenge to hit big people. I mean, I was letting them know I was going to hit you and box you out all night. And I try my best to get on the boards as much as I can and help box out, help my team win. So when you play teams like that, you have to be just as physical as them. They're a really good offensive rebounding team, have a lot of big dudes. You got to be ready to play.
Hey, when you look at the offense as the team and kind of the flow, I know obviously the opponent dictated a lot of it today, but the first 4 or 5 games compared to the last few, is a lot of it just kind of conference play? It's more difficult to score. It's more congested down there. I mean, how would you kind of break down the offense the last few games?
Just getting in, we just got to get back to a routine. We've had COVID. We had a lot of COVID issues the last 2 weeks. So we've had a lot going on. We couldn't even practice yesterday. We had a lot going on these last 2 weeks. Still got Tristan out. Tristan will be back soon. He was out with COVID. Just got another guy out with COVID. So we just got to get back in a rhythm of having practices and then game and then practices and then game. Just got to get back in a rhythm.
How much do you guys feel like you miss Tristan Newton right now? I know you don't want to make excuses, but how much is not having him in the lineup hurt?
Oh, it's big time because you have another ball handler, you have another facilitator, you have another shot maker, good decision maker. Tristan's an all-around guy. He's also a good teammate. So that hurts. That hurts to not have him out there as well. As well as Noah not having him out there as well.
Tremont had a great game, Jaden. Carried you offensively, really. Talk about that if you would.
Tremont's a great player. He was reading the defense all night, and that's why we ran a lot of ball screen stuff so he can make a lot of quick decisions, and that's what he did. Tremont is a really good player downhill. He can get to the rim. He can shoot. He's a really great player, and I love playing with him. So the sky's the limit for him, and he had a great performance tonight.
Jaden, can you just talk about the space between these games? I know you're dealing with some personnel absences and not playing regularly, and just talk about having to adjust to those circumstances.
It's different. It's really different. It's hard and challenging at times, but we have to figure out a way to get through it because it's happening to everyone else in the country. So we just got to be able to lock in and get back to what we do.
Well, we got to give some South Florida credit for that stretch to start the second half. I thought we had a decent enough start, and obviously Brown got on a little bit of a roll. They made the 4 straight threes, and we put ourselves in a little bit of a pinch and had some stretches where I thought we did some really good things. I also had some stretches where we played some really bad basketball, and we've got to clean that up quickly.
Coach, you knew you'd be shorthanded at point guard today. How do you think Tremont did, and how did that affect you guys?
Trey was great. It didn't affect him. We've got to play better. That I don't think the point guard play, that wasn't where we lost the game. I mean, our shot selection at times was bad, and then we gave up we did some things defensively in ball screen defense that we hadn't done all year. That needs to be cleaned up, and I thought the offensive backboard hurt us a little bit, but I don't think anything with point guard play had any factor in that game against us.
With the offense the last few games and not having Tristan out there, do you think that has messed with the flow at all or bunches things up and What do you see with Tristan? Can he come back at some point, or updated timeline at all with him?
Hopefully we'll get him back here soon. But I think that there's been I think we need some. I think like every other team, when you start playing, you want to get in a flow. We haven't gotten in a flow. Don't play for a week. Don't play for a week. The speed of the game is a lot quicker, and a lot of times coaches want to practice more. I'm at the point now where I think we need to play more. I think so we can get familiarity with this, and the offensive flow has not been very good. The ball's been stuck. We've not gotten downhill like we need to, and to tell you the truth, we've missed some open shots. I mean, we were 4 for 20 from three, although we did have a couple good looks, and then we've taken some untimely shots. We took some good shots that we missed, but we also took a couple where the whole bench is like, we haven't seen that. Where'd that shot come from? And you can't do that.
Coach, you mentioned the shooting not being what you would like, but at least you were getting shots. The turnovers were down to 10 from 21 against Tulane, I think.
Yeah, we didn't turn it over. I mean, and I thought we did some things, but the big thing is sometimes bad shots are the same as the turnover. I thought we charted ourselves as 1 for 8 or 1 from 9 from bad shots. So that's that goes from 11 turnovers to 20 turnovers, and then you factor in a couple other deals of scouting report mistakes, not paying attention to, with tendencies of guys, a left-handed driver, don't let them go left, we let them go left. Those are things that are concentration deals, not ability deals.
Jaden mentioned you guys, I don't think were able to practice yesterday, some COVID stuff. How much did that maybe play a factor?
It does. I mean, we've got to be better. I mean, it's not ideal, but people are dealing with this every day, and we're not going to use those things as excuses because South Florida showed up, they played. If you're playing, not practicing as like we'd like to yesterday has nothing to do with a lane violation or those type of deals. That has nothing to do with that. That's us paying attention. We got to do a better job of coaching and making sure they realize these things.
You touched on it earlier, but it kind of a low-scoring physical game like this, that shooting kind of spree that USF had at the start of the second half. I mean, that seems to make a big difference. Really kind of impacted, especially a game of this pace.
It did. I mean, against South Florida, their adjusted tempo is low, and it's usually a smaller possession game. Which one thing, like we talked about, is we didn't turn it over. Now we had a couple possessions where that wasn't the smoothest. And I thought defensively, again, I thought we did some good things. That one stretch of 3-point shots probably was the separator. I thought the guys did a good job late to get us back into the game. We were really in a bad spot, but Tremont did a great job getting downhill and getting to the free throw line and getting some baskets. But we also had some, untimely, we went through that stretch where they made those threes and we missed a couple free throws. And we missed a layup and they make a three. Those are 5-point swings that we have to eliminate.
I think Brown and Collins didn't score against Tulsa, and then they combined for 28 tonight. Just how big of a difference was that, especially Brown hitting those threes in the second half?
Well, seniors, you would think with seniors they'd be a little aggravated with themselves the way they played against Tulsa. And it probably took a challenge. I'm sure Coach Gregory challenged them to play better, and they did. I mean, Collins was very good in the second half. Made 8 threes on the season. We make a mistake, go under a ball screen, he hits a three. Gets to the other side of the floor, makes another three. So when you're seniors and you've done it before and you've seen it before, you play with some confidence, and they put their team on their back and won the game for them.
Coach, there's all kind of adjustments during the pandemic, but obviously, or seemingly, it doesn't seem to be the same thing playing at home as maybe it would be if you had, Minges Coliseum filled up with supportive fans.
Yeah, everybody's dealing with it. So it would be great to have fans in the stands. Does it impact the game? Probably at home, but when we go on the road, people don't have fans either, or they have limited fans. So, we do look for the opportunity to get fans back in the crowd. But in the meantime, you get to play. Getting to play with no fans is better than playing, not being able to play at all. So we're fortunate we get to play, and you should be excited because it's an opportunity to play in college and an opportunity to play in an American Conference game.
Coach, Cincinnati's next up. Good Lord's will. The Bearcats do not appear to be playing on the same level of maybe some years past.
Well, they've had a little bit, you look at their out-of-conference schedule. They played Tennessee. They had a really tough out-of-conference schedule. bounced back and had a really good win at SMU on Monday night. I was able to watch a little bit of the second half. I thought they played really hard. They were very impressive in the bits and pieces I watched on the second half, and we'll get to work on them as soon as tonight, as soon as we're done cleaning up the tape from ourselves this afternoon.
Coach Jaden not starting, was that because he missed some practice time?
Yeah, he didn't practice this week, so we just trying to get them back and let him. He got some shots up yesterday and was able to do that yesterday. But we've got a thing where if you don't practice, you don't start. So we'll hopefully we'll have him back to practice tomorrow.